the 1,000-point club here at Wisconsin. She's actually playing her best basketball right at the right time, scoring double figures in 8 straight games coming into this one.
And so here we go as Ohio State wins the opening tip, and they control to begin this game tonight. The paint, Carly Santoro, and it comes out to Juhas for 3, and she misses. Aaliyah Patty on the second opportunity, well short of the hoop, and it's rebounded by Kelly Carlos. Wisconsin quickly goes down low to Marcia Howard, the miss. What are you looking for from these two teams here early, Shelley?
Well, obviously they want to both get out and push the ball in transition, both capable of doing it. Ohio State is a little bit more of a setup in the quarter court type of team, but they will take advantage of transition if they get it.
Rebound comes to Patty. Tries to make a move around the freshman Amani Lewis and can't get the roll.
So both teams a little cold here. It is a little chilly in here. Got taking some time to get warmed up on the floor as well, but I like the fact that they've gone inside to establish that inside game first.
Cold for the players and the broadcasters. Inside it goes, and a steal from Dorka Juhas.
Juhas is going to take it coast to coast.
Puts it up and a little bit too strong. This Wisconsin team in year 3 under Jonathan Sippis, they're at 13 wins on the year, trying to get to 500. They've suffered a number of injuries, but certainly have taken some steps forward after a 9-win season a year ago. And there is Jonathan Sippis, the 7th basketball coach in Wisconsin women's basketball history, coming over to this program after leading George Washington to a couple of NCAA tournaments. On the flip side, Shelley, you have an Ohio State team that last year won the Big Ten, but this year is a completely different group. 5 grad transfers and 3 really important freshmen make up this team for Kevin McGuff.
And Kevin McGuff has done a tremendous job with this crew, and he admits that this has been, he's had to change his coaching style. Last year had a team where he could pretty much just let them go, and this year he's literally calling plays every time they come down the floor, but he's loved it because he's able to use his mastermind coaching. We saw that in shoot-around today, where he just draws up plays on the fly.
Kelly Carlos feeding inside, and Marcia Howard gets the scoring going on senior night.
Well, that's senior to senior, and that's what Kelly Carlos brings to this club. The transfer out of Ohio, just a great player off the bounce, high basketball IQ, able to score, but also very good at delivering.
Now Juhas hoists for 3 and knocks it down. Ohio State started 0 for 6, but Dorka Juhas hits the triple to get the Buckeyes on the board.
Juhas did an excellent job in the outing in Columbus for Ohio State at a double-double, excuse me, against Wisconsin.
And now a steal from Juhas.
Well, turnovers was an issue that Jonathan Sippis talked about in the second half. They blew a double-digit lead as Crooms just attacking off the dribble. But he was concerned about Wisconsin's ability to take care of the basketball. Now, they only had 10 turnovers total, but the fact that they came at inopportune times, and it's really what got Ohio State back in the game and eventually won that game.
Wisconsin has only played 1 game between their last matchup with these Buckeyes. Game which Ohio State won by 2, 70-68. And now Santoro the miss. Wisconsin will push it. After Van Leeuwen send it out to Nia Beverly as Wisconsin will slow things down.
You see the mismatch inside.
Off the miss from Van Leeuwen, a rebound to Ohio State. Santoro, another opportunity from deep. Marcia Howard will grab that rebound. Both teams cold to start here shooting the basketball.
Well,
now Carlos the miss.
So both teams are just coming down and making 1 or 2 passes and launching shots. Not a whole lot of offense being run.
Ohio State's just 2 of 10, Shelley, and Wisconsin 1 out of 5. Here's Patty. She's too strong.
I'm not so sure Kevin McGuff is liking that shot selection. Back-to-back three-point shot attempts.
And now Carlos a 3 from the wing, and that's off target. Both teams searching for offense here in the early going.
Well, at this point, you're Ohio State both ways, actually. You got to look to get a higher percentage shot. Whether that's off the bounce, going to the rim, or getting a post to post up. But right now, everyone's just standing out on the perimeter, and they're launching threes.
Ohio State now 2 out of 12. Carlos trying to feed Howard in the post. A turnover, and here's Janae Crooms across the floor to lay it in. Crooms, the freshman, one of these really exciting young players for Ohio State.
She's really come on late, just growing and taking advantage of her opportunities. She was key in Ohio State's comeback on the win at Michigan State.
Kelly Carlos, on her senior night, knocks down the jumper. Here's Juhas, a 3 from the corner off target. Nia Beverly brings it across as both teams have been trading missed field goals. Carlos on the drive too strong. And it comes out to Aaliyah Patty.
Well, the good news is at least they're crashing glass. Although shots aren't falling, Ohio State doing a nice job of controlling the glass.
On the drive, Santoro the miss. Wisconsin's a very good rebounding team, 29th in the country in total rebounds. Marcia Howard now a wing 3, and that's an air ball out of bounds. Brings us to our first time out on the floor. It is senior night for Marcia Howard and Jonathan Sippis' team trying to get back to 500.
We're putting this group together, intentionally brought in 5 grad transfers, has 3 freshmen that are contributing, and has them playing their best basketball as we head into March.
Ohio State has won 4 of its last 5 coming into this game, including a win over Wisconsin a week ago. Now off the miss, it's Badger basketball. So far, all their points coming from the seniors on senior night here in Madison. Traveling violation called against Kelly Carlos.
The turnover bug has bitten the Badgers very early on. As we mentioned, Jonathan Sippis concerned about that coming into this one, and Ohio State has the ability to force you to get out of your rhythm, out of the pace of play that you would prefer.
Armin Grande driving into a double team. It falls onto the floor. And a jump ball possession arrow will send it to Wisconsin.
Well, when shots aren't falling, there's one thing you can do, and that is play defense and hustle. And that's a great job by Carlos getting in there to get her hands on the basketball and force that turnover.
Suzanne Gilreath into the game. Gilreath in the last matchup with Ohio State. Lethal from deep. Now off the turnover, a drive and a foul called as Crooms goes aggressively to the basket.
Ohio State is doing a nice job of forcing turnovers and then converting that into fast break transition opportunities, and Janae Crooms is one of the best at getting there.
Kelly Carlos called for the foul, her first. Saturday on BTN, the Huskers and Lady Lions look to build some momentum for the conference tourney when they square off in Happy Valley. The action tips off Saturday, 3 Eastern, right here on BTN and the Fox Sports app. Crooms splits the pair at the free throw line. Crooms just a 46% free throw shooter.
Yeah, definitely an area of her game that she's going to need to work on to continue to compete and grow at this level.
Marsha Howard on the drive. Kicks out for Gilreath, able to save. 5 to shoot now for Wisconsin. Carlos finds Howard on the baseline. The jumper falls.
Well, Wisconsin loves to go inside to Marsha Howard. She doubled up in terms of shot attempts in Columbus. We mentioned the absence of Imani Lewis in that game, but Howard is their go-to player.
The drive and kick. Kayla Waterman going baseline, and she draws a foul. That'll be on Abby Leszewski, her first. Dorothy Uhas goes to the bench for Ohio State. Over a minute to go here in this first quarter in Madison. Kayla Waterman finds the bottom of the net.
Ohio State is so good with those set plays, sideline, baseline, whatever it is. They worked through those multiple times in shoot-around today. So you see this defensive scheme that Ohio State is putting on Wisconsin is causing them problems because last game, Suzanne Gilreath torched them from the three-point line with 5 threes. They're saying that's not happening today. They got Adriana Miller face guarding her anytime she tries to move. So it's basically you're taking out one player from the scheme of things. It takes away another shooting, another offensive scoring threat, and so then they're trying to force things inside to Howard.
So what does Wisconsin have to do to try to get that entry pass in, since Ohio State's clearly trying to stop it?
Well, that was a bad angle on the feed inside to Marsha Howard. You got to try to get to the angles. You got to get her facing you, numbers 10 toes to the bucket. But Suzanne Gilreath, all she can do is just continue to run off of screens and try to shake Miller.
And Leszewski's going to get called for her second personal foul. And now Grande will inbound. Shot clock is off here in this first quarter. Now Ohio State's going to set something up. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Grande for 3, too strong. Loose on the floor, and that will end the opening quarter of play. Ohio
Lead her team. I was so impressed with her today when we had a chance to speak with her after their shoot around. Just a very highly knowledgeable young woman, just her presence. Has some great aspirations, like to play professionally, and beyond that wants to really help kids. Talked about potentially being a coach as well, and I just love the fact that she said, she's really taken on the role of trying to be a role model for Imani Lewis, the freshman on the floor right now for Wisconsin, and just teaching her the ropes and telling her just always have the mantra that I can. Never tell yourself anything other than that. So she's just been a great ambassador for Wisconsin basketball, setting the foundation, knowing she's not going to reap the rewards right now.
And a traveling violation, and turned the ball over. I agree with you about Marsha Howard. She was incredibly impressive to speak with, and it takes a certain kind of player in a rebuilding effort, which is what the Badgers have been in, to embrace it the way that Howard has, and to really embrace the idea of being a mentor to a player like Imani Lewis. And Lewis has emerged as one of the best freshmen in this conference, and perhaps she'll be the focal point for Wisconsin as they try to turn things around.
Certainly has a wonderful mentor in Marsha Howard. Couldn't ask for more. That's the kind of player you absolutely love to coach.
And now Lewis playing defense there, but Aaliyah Patty lays it in off the glass.
Good for them to get Patty going underneath. She struggled in their last matchup and was in some foul trouble, but Patty is a bright spot. She's going to be a post player we're talking a lot about as she progresses through her career at Ohio State.
Lewin was driving but lost the handle on the ball. Carly Santoro comes away with it. Room.
Wow.
Nice feed to Patty. Can't finish underneath. Out of bounds to Wisconsin.
That was a pretty delivery. Aaliyah Patty couldn't handle it, but she handles Imani Lewis with this move to the left side. The long, outstretched arms of Aaliyah Patty getting the high percentage two-pointer off the backboard.
Wisconsin trying to get something going offensively. They have turned the ball over already 9 times tonight. The first meeting between these two a week ago, they turned it over 10 times in the game.
Yeah, that's what Jonathan Sippes was talking about, though. When they had a double-digit lead in the first half, Ohio State actually came back and had a double-digit lead of their own, and that's when those turnovers bit. And so those are just things that as a team that's struggling to find their identity, a team that's struggling, quite frankly, to overcome the number of injuries that this Badger team has had all season long. They've just never really been able to get fully in a rhythm with what they would have been capable with a full, healthy roster.
You mentioned the injuries. Carmen Backus out for the season with a knee injury. Lexi Richardson missed the season with a knee injury. Courtney Fredrickson out for the year with a knee injury. Suffered very early on. Grace Mueller also out with an ankle injury. And Alex Leering has been out of the lineup recently, too. So that's 5 of your players out of 16.
Yeah, and I mean, even losing one player in a season makes things extremely difficult for you, but 5?
Yeah.
That's just unheard of.
But the Badgers have made incremental steps forward this season. Nia Beverly on the drive, gets the bucket and the foul.
Strong attack by Beverly off of the dribble. Shows her, she just kind of lulls Grande to sleep and then blows right by her with the easy two, going to get herself to the line. That's the spark that Wisconsin needs. It's been a slow start for both teams, but especially for the Badgers, shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers. They've got to figure out a way to get something going, and that's one way to do it, is just attack the basket.
Badgers called for the foul. Beverly can't hit the free throw. It ended a 4-minute scoring drought for Wisconsin. Juhas in the post, too strong over Howard. And now Lewis the drive, gets the roll, and the foul.
Bonnie Lewis just muscled her way on this play. Just an excellent ball movement. See her take it off the left-hand side, taking it right up, strong into Dorka Juhas. I am so impressed with the strength of Imani Lewis.
Lewis on the board for the first time tonight, the freshman from Willingboro, New Jersey. Third among Big Ten freshmen in scoring and rebounding.
That allows Wisconsin put just a little bit of token pressure just to slow things down a little bit, make Ohio State think about it.
Now Carmen Grande driving baseline. Feeds underneath Santoro, and that one rolls through.
And I'm not sure that's the way that play was drawn up, but Carly Santoro showing why she's a grad transfer. That was just basketball IQ right there. Cutting to the basket, helping out Grande, who was in some trouble.
Kelly Carlos, jumper from the wing, no good. Out of bounds, and it'll go back to Ohio State. Bonnie Lewis, the freshman, a real impressive player for this Badgers team.
She absolutely is. I mean, when you look at what she brings to the floor. It's not just points. It's not just rebounds. Across the board, she's in the top, ranked in the 6th or better amongst other freshmen in the Big Ten, really making an impact. She's going to be a fun player to watch as she matures under Jonathan Sippes and his coaching staff. Leah Patty just calling for the ball inside, not able to find her. She had one-on-one ability against Lewis.
Santoro, the spin into the paint, can't get it to go. Juhas collects and puts it in, and a foul.
Sippes not happy right here, but this is a beautiful spin move by Santoro. Got a piece of it, and then just a loose ball. That's a 50-50 ball. You got to get after those, and Dorka Juhas makes them pay.
Marcia Howard called for her first personal foul. Dorka Juhas, 5 early points. The freshman from Hungary, where her mom was a superstar player in the country, and now is trying to live up to the great expectations set by her mother, who played for the national team for many years. Not too bad to get a Division I scholarship and get to play in the Big Ten.
She's just a delightful young lady to speak to, very personable. Enjoys being here, so she gets a little homesick. And there's the 3-ball to drop for the Badgers.
Kaya Beverly knocks down the triple, and now the Badgers back within 3.
Well, this is a Wisconsin team that they go in spurts. They go in droughts. They'll have a drought, and then they can go in spurts of scoring, especially from beyond the arc. So even though Ohio State with the lead here, you still cannot afford to allow Wisconsin to get those shots off without being contested.
Carmen Grande, the bucket. Nice speed underneath from Howard, and Carlos able to finish. Marcia Howard opening the whole bag of tricks on her final night here at the Kohl Center.
Senior to senior, gotta love that connection.
To shoot now for Ohio State. In the quarter, this is Patty for 3, no. And Carmen Grande out to grab the long rebound.
Carmen Grande is just everywhere. She makes such an impact on the game. She's one of those players that knows right where to be.
Grande, the transfer from Ball State, driving and puts it in off glass. Carmen Grande now with 4 early points for the Buckeyes. Carlos finding Van Leeuwen. Now Amani Lewis into a double team. The spin, hustles it up to the basket. A little too strong, and Crooms has it. Janae Crooms on the drive, Howard the block, but they're going to get her for the foul.
Yeah, that's 2. That's
2 personal fouls, yep, on Marcia Howard.
That's significant.
Going to have to be careful over the last 3:25 here in the opening half. Janae Crooms now with the free throw line. Gets the first one to go there.
You know, Janae Crooms, her form does not look like she should be a 40-some% free throw shooter.
I was going to say, she has a pretty good stroke there. And she's hit 3 out of 4 in this game today.
A lot of it is when you notice when she steps up, and if she doesn't bend her knees enough when she's shooting, that's typically when she misses those shots.
Crooms will now get some rest.
Well, Wisconsin needs to take care of the basketball here if they want to give themselves an opportunity to get a little closer here to Ohio State before the end of this half. Really shot themselves in the foot from the turnover factor.
Marcia Howard trying to shoot that one over Michaela Waterman. A little short.
I don't know if that's necessarily the shot Marcia Howard wants to take in that situation. She's best with her back to the basket, in a little closer down near the basket, taking it at Waterman. She can beat her off the bounce.
Now a 3-try from the wing, and that one's good for Adriana Miller. One of the grad transfers, and a timeout taken by Joe Run over the last minute 13. They've done it with a very balanced attack, 7 different scorers.
Which is also bodes well for this team sitting here on the eve of March 1st, going into the Big Ten tournament. Obviously, they have one more game to play, but when you've got firepower like that, it makes them very difficult to scout for. And I've always said, you don't have to be the best team in the Big Ten tournament. You just have to be the best team for 40 minutes on a particular day. And Ohio State is going to make some noise in this tournament.
Here's Suzanne Gilreath, the 3. Hit the 5 threes in their last matchup. Can't get this one to go. Grande across the floor for Santora. Grande, a couple of great moves, but then lost the handle on the ball. And a foul called against Wisconsin.
Whoa, look at the bench. They're like, that's how I feel. That was some fancy ball handling.
Nia Beverly, the foul.
Janae Crooms is like, oh, what did she just do?
Look at that.
Behind the back, between the legs, cross it over. Yeah, I'd break my ankles trying to defend that too.
Yeah. Carmen Grande misses the free throw.
This is classic. They're all covering their mouths. No, she didn't. That was amazing.
Yeah, she did. Carmen Grande splits the free throws. Now an 11-point lead for the Buckeyes. For Ohio State, because they have these 5 grad transfers, one of the things that Kevin McGuff said is that, it took a little while for this team to mesh. But now they've won 4 out of 5, and you said it a moment ago, Shelley. This feels like a very dangerous team to play in the Big Ten tournament because they're also playing well at the right time.
Well, and they're playing for something. I mean, not only do they have an opportunity potentially to still get in that 4 seed, but beyond that, you've got grad transfers who haven't played in the postseason at their former schools. So they all want to try to get into, obviously do as well as they can in the Big Ten tournament. Wouldn't it be something if they could pull out a win and make it to the NCAA? But even if they don't do that, they still have NIT or WNIT aspirations. Anything that they can do to prolong their season.
As Kevin McGuff said earlier, to your point, he said, these grad transfers, this is it. And they're all playing with that motivation. They know this is their one opportunity if it's ever going to happen as college players.
Well, the beauty of it is they came in from day one like that, knowing that we have got to get it together, which means you don't have time to mess around. You don't have time to not like each other, to have any drama, as that's a great break out of Wisconsin. A rare opportunity for them pushing the ball up the floor.
Nia Beverly fouled, and so Badgers trying to end what's been a 10-0 run for the Buckeyes. Waterman picks up her first foul. Later tonight, The Big Show will recap everything happening in the conference. Highlights, post-game interviews, in-depth expert analysis. The Big Show presented by CDW tonight at 11:30 Eastern right here on BTN. A recap of this one and all the other games going on tonight in the Big Ten Conference. Busy on both the men's and the women's sides. Beverly hits the 2 free throws. Much needed for the Badgers. A 3.5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here in the first half. Ten seconds left in the half, a foul called. Jasmine Hale will pick it up. Freshman out of
So play good, solid defense here now because that next one is number 5. You certainly don't want to put Ohio State at the line with 10 seconds to go.
There's Grande with 3, with 2. The step back jumper, good. And that will end the first half here in Madison. Carmen Grande with a couple of impressive moves.
Steady player. There's a reason Marsha Howard has been in double figures, averaging 20 points in the last 8 games. They've got to get the ball in her hands and let her go to work.
Marsha Howard with just 4 points in the first half on her senior night, averaging just under 15 per game. She's got it now. Cross court to Kelly Carlos. Baseline jumper is short.
And it makes it difficult when the outside shots aren't falling. Ohio State defensively can just pack everything in, and so far it's worked for them. They're taking away that post look, forcing Wisconsin to say, okay, prove to us that you can make these outside shots.
And Grande trying to feed inside with a kick. Grande out of Madrid, the transfer from Ball State. NCAA active leader in assists on either the men's or the women's side. Came into tonight with 822 career helpers, 3 tonight. Rate 25. She was at Ball State at a bunch of double-digit assist games. Now Santoro gets that bucket to go in a foul.
Immediately, Jonathan Sippis gets Suzanne Gilreath up. Didn't like the defensive effort there, but that's a great job by Santoro. You thought the play was dead. Van Leeuwen just kind of stood up, and then Santoro steps right around her, creating that contact.
Carly Santoro, 63% at the free throw line and cannot connect. The Buckeyes as a team shoot just under 66% from the stripe. Marsha Howard against a double team, and Juhas got a hand in there to take it away. Crooms on the driving kick. Santoro into the lane, and a jump ball is called. Possession will stay with Ohio State.
That was better defensive effort there out of the Badgers. We're able to move the feet, stay with the ball handler, and get a hand on the basketball. Ohio State really showing in this third quarter that they're coming out looking to attack the rim.
Now Patty, the bucket, and a foul. What a beautiful shot from Aaliyah Patty.
You see a little frustration right there on Amani Lewis's face. Aaliyah Patty got the better of her on this one. Again, another baseline out of bounds play. That's just 2 post players, one-on-one going at it. And Patty using that wingspan with a little baby hook.
Now Ohio State, Shelley, is outscored Wisconsin 20-6 in the paint. Buckeyes now doubling up the Badgers. Gilreath off the nice feed, lays it in.
That's a good read by Gilreath to go backdoor. She's completely being denied on the three-point line, and, well, she should be after what she did to the Buckeyes in Columbus. But she did a great job reading that and a wide-open backdoor cut for her.
5 threes in that last game. Now Crooms from the elbow misses the jumper. There's Gilreath for the rebound. Lewis lost her footing, but Howard's got it. And now on the drive, nice job to save that ball. Almost went out of bounds with it. And Howard misses the jumper off the feed from Gilreath.
Just can't get anything to drop. Great delivery, and I think the fadeaway, though, out of Howard disrupted that shot.
Juhas tried an entry pass for Patty, taken away. Amani Lewis running the floor. She cannot get it to fall, but a foul on the floor.
Well, Suzanne Gilreath is the player that you mentioned terms of her three-point shooting. They are overplaying her on the three-point line. You see Grande taking that away, so she just goes back door. Grande did her job there. She's got to keep her head on a swivel, but there's no backside help there defensively, and that's just an easy cut back door for Gilreath.
Kelly Carlos, nice job on the pass in off the out-of-bounds play. Carlos now with 6 points on senior night. And go right back to the Badgers.
These are the things that both coaching staffs have talked about to us today, is just consistency and not having those turnovers that once you get on a roll, and that's what happened in the first matchup. You had a 14-point lead by Wisconsin, and then Ohio State comes back with a 13-point lead in the second half. So a lot of droughts for both clubs.
Kelly Carlos, turnaround jumper is good. Both of these teams turn the ball over a decent amount. Wisconsin at 15 per game. Ohio State 16 and a half per game. Beverly on the drive, a nice move.
You can see that look in the eye of Nia Beverly. She turned that corner on the left-hand side, and there was going to be no stopping her. Jonathan Sippis is...
Next few days, so incredibly important.
Exactly, and Ohio State knows that. They know that the only way they even have a chance is they have to win here tonight, and then they're going to have to turn around and win against Rutgers Sunday at home. But Michigan has something to say about that. With a bye, they don't play again until Sunday against Wisconsin.
A lot can change with all these teams so bunched up together. And now off the turnover, here comes Nia Beverly. Easy bucket.
Beverly has been that spark plug that Wisconsin has needed, really stepping things up defensively, bringing some energy, some feistiness to the floor.
10-0 run for the Badgers now. Here's Crooms on the drive. Knocked away by Lewis and out of bounds.
Bonnie Lewis thought that she had it tipped. Crooms is going to drive in right up against Lewis, and she had the block, thought it went off Crooms' hand, but the officials call it differently.
And now a foul called away from the ball.
That's going to go against Marcia Howard.
Yeah, that is going to be number 3 on Marcia Howard.
And both Sippis and Howard are pleading to the officials that she's hooking her. Just a little scrum inside there.
There's Juhas in open 3, can't get it to go. They're going to get a foul on the floor as Waterman went for the rebound, but was hit by Carlos.
And Carlos came in that play just a little too late. I like the hustle, but at some point you got to be smart and realize when you need to let it go.
And now Leszewski's going to come into the game.
And that's
for
a good
Marcia Howard.
Yeah, I like that decision right there. I think right now Howard's showing a little bit of frustration. Ohio State is really taking it at her, and with 5:20 to go in the third with 3 fouls, Sippis just wants to have a little conversation with her, calm her down a little bit. And they will certainly be bringing her back in soon.
Carmen Grande, free throw line jumper.
Carmen Grande is a gamer tonight.
She plays really a lot of flair. She's fun to watch. Czar with the ankle-breaking moves earlier tonight. Very smooth player. There's Gilreath on the drive, hands off of Carlos, and has it ripped out of her hand by Waterman. Crooms the kick. Santoro the open 3. Money.
Now that's Ohio State basketball right there. Causing the turnover, getting the ball, getting the possession, pushing it in transition, 1 or 2 passes, and you put up a 3.
Ohio State needed that shot after the 10-0 run from Wisconsin. Carlos fights her way through and draws the foul.
Okay, foul number 3, Cruz, first personal, second team foul, timeout.
Jonathan Sippis pleading his case, but to no avail. And his Badgers right now trailing by 13 against Ohio State.
Just a beautiful delivery.
On BTN and the Fox Sports app. Sunday, you'll be in Bloomington to see Purdue and Indiana.
Absolutely. The barn burner trophy. That's always, you can throw records out the book when those two teams meet each other.
That should be a great game, no doubt. Carlos knocks down a pair of free throws for the Badgers, who have been surging in this third quarter. Carlos now with 10 points. He's had 5 double-figure efforts in Big Ten play.
Trying to isolate Waterman. Howard back in the game, understanding to go at her, try to draw that 4th foul.
Armin Grande, no. Howard grabs the rebound. And that one taken away by Cruz. Racing ahead of the floor and lays it in.
Turnovers are just killing the Badgers right now.
Back to a 13-point lead, and now Howard on the drive and a foul call.
That's that matchup I was talking about earlier with Marcia Howard up against Michaela Waterman. If you clear out an area for Howard to go to work, she's quicker, will gain the edge going off the bounce against Michaela Waterman.
Marcia Howard now 5 points in the game on her senior night. And there's her family and cheering section. By the way, they are an impressive group because they've got T-shirts with Marcia Howard's name on them and picture on them. And then Mom's got the sign. How about that?
I know, impressive T-shirts, the sign. They had the letters to spell out her name and be senior.
That's right. Right, look, he's got the Daddy's Baby Girl shirt with a picture of Marcia on it.
They went all out.
They did.
Very creative.
Now Crooms off the nice beat from Grande lays it in. Janae Crooms now with 11.
Like the one guy's shirt says, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia.
Yeah, that was great. And then a picture of Marcia Howard on the back. I'm sure that Marcia Howard never gets that, right? Spinning in on Waterman, can't get it to go.
I like the idea of it. She's just got to hustle back. Not going to get that call there. You got to get hustle back and just letting frustration get the best of her right now. And you see Kevin McGuff on the sideline literally calling out the play that he wants his team to run.
Waterman misses the 3 and then able to grab the long rebound.
But their ability to just look over at the bench, and they were working on this all shooting practice long, and he was putting in new plays today.
It's amazing to watch how Kevin McGuff will just see something and then call the team in and start
He's
drawing something
masterful.
up.
He's absolutely masterful when it comes to seeing what's there and knowing who he wants to isolate or who he wants the ball to go to.
Now Santoro a 3 and an air ball.
It almost looked like Beverly might have got a little piece of it.
Now Naya's got it. Howard will take the jumper from the elbow and banks it through.
And breathes a sigh of relief, and so does Mom. Mom loving it.
I love how they've got the sign, Marcia's head on it. They've got T-shirts. It had to have taken them a while to put all this together. Yeah, there's Dad's shirt.
Daddy's baby girl.
And a picture of Marcia. And there's your Marcia, Marcia, Marcia T-shirt.
Jan Brady, that's back in my day.
At least they got the right Brady on there. Leah Patty picks up her second foul. There's Mommy's Princess.
Yeah, and Marcia said, I said, when we were asking her earlier today, has it hit you that it's your last game in the Kohl Center? And she said, no, but as soon as I walk out, if my mom starts crying, it's going to hit me then.
Yeah.
We can report she didn't shed a tear, at least that we saw or caught on camera.
Yeah, family all looks strong.
Good job, Mom.
Ceremony, and Kelly Carlos with the finger roll laying. The Badgers have made 6 of their last 7 field goal attempts and bring it back within 9. And now the steal. Howard all the way in, and a big block from Cruz.
Nice little hesitation. But that hesitation allowed Crooms just enough time to catch up and smack the ball out of bounds. Give her a little snarl after the end. Check out Crooms' face.
30-second timeout.
Careful, freshman. That's a freshman on a senior right
It
there.
is. On her senior night. No.
These 3 freshmen who are so talented, and the experience that they're getting this year and the leadership skills they're learning, whew, the Buckeyes are going to be tough for the next 4 or 5 years to come.
Yeah. And this year, they're not playing at the pace that they did a season ago, or that they typically would, because they've had to piece this thing together with the freshmen and all the transfers. But these freshmen can run the floor. I have a feeling in a couple of years we're going to be seeing that run and gun kind of offense that they have had in previous years.
Yes, but I think Kevin McGuff likes this. He likes the fact that he's had to really step in and coach this team and run plays and do different things. They started off the season kind of letting them do what they wanted in terms of getting up and down the floor and just creating on their own, and realized very quickly with this many new pieces that was not going to work. So he shifted gears, and give credit to him, as we've got a player down for Ohio State. Here's the drive. A character. What just a vibrant personality
Yes.
Janae Crooms has. In fact, she told us that, I said, what are you majoring in? She said, I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking about theater and music. And I said, oh, I could see that out of you. And she goes, yeah, everybody says that.
Yeah, right. And Crooms is going to head back to the locker room with the training staff. Make sure that she's okay. Now an 8-point game. Ohio State trying to work for this last possession of the third quarter. Uhas, no, on the rebound, cleans it up.
Heads up play by Dorka Uhas to get her own rebound and put back right there.
And it ends the third quarter. Any Tom Petty music into the broadcast. Alongside Shelley Till, I'm Jordan Burnfield. Thanks so much for joining us and celebrating the careers of the 3 Wisconsin seniors, but also Badgers trying to see if they can send them out with a win here at the Kohl Center, but have some work to do, down by 10.
Well, it'll be interesting here to see early on in this fourth quarter, as you mentioned, down 10. Is that sense of urgency going to step up for the Badgers?
And Gilreath the miss on the 3, and Howard tipped it back. Fresh shot clock here for the Badgers. Marcia Howard playing with those 3 fouls, but starting here in the 4th. Howard in the post. Goes around Uhas, a little too strong in the shot.
That's a good move, but the fact that Wisconsin runs this 2-post offense makes it very difficult at times to try to get that ball inside. It's just so congested in there. You don't see that in the college game much anymore. Everyone has a stretch 4 who can come out and face and hit threes and go off the bounce.
Now Santoro short on that one, and Amani Lewis comes up. And next year maybe they switch things up a little bit when Howard graduates and Lewis becomes the focal point.
Exactly. Now you see Howard staying up high here. I'd like to see him run a little bit more high-low, and that's a great job clearing it out. She didn't get didn't score, but it gave her more room to go to work than having those 2 posts block to block.
And now Uhas, another miss. The fourth quarter starts the way that the first quarter did. Neither team able to find the bottom of the basket. Beverly. Nice move in and floated up there, but that one's short. Dorka Juhas quietly tonight. 10 points and 12 rebounds. Second double-double of the year against the Badgers. They had 21 and 15 in their first matchup. Now they try to get it inside to Juhas, but she couldn't handle it.
I don't think she was going turning to go set a screen as Grande delivered that bounce pass inside. I don't think she was expecting that.
Now a whistle away from the ball and a foul coming up.
A little pushing going on inside, freshman to freshman, between Patty and Lewis.
Leah Patty picks up her third personal. Gilreath goes to the bench. Now Wisconsin with its starting 5 on the floor. With the exception of Jasmine Hale. She just checked in. Waterman picking up a foul for Ohio State. That's number 3.
I think Kevin McGuff does not agree with that call. What do you think?
I do not think that he liked it very much, for sure. And now Lewis on the miss. Coach really never likes when their player gets called for the foul, even if it's an obvious foul. I feel like they got to get in at least something in terms of an argument, right?
Typically,
when you were coaching,
more so, yes. But some of that is you're just so frustrated with your own player. You got to yell at somebody.
Right. But you were when you were coaching and one of your players picks up a foul, you didn't say, "Oh, you're right, that was a foul," right? You had to give the refs some grief.
Let me think about that. Did I ever give refs grief? I don't recall that.
Selective memory?
Let's call it that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, you know, sometimes they knew. Let's put it this way. When I had heels on, they knew I was on the sideline in heels. The stomp was alive and well.
You meant business. Down to 8 to shoot for Wisconsin. Beverly. That was blocked on the way in, and now a foul called underneath.
Now that one Grande knew. She raised her hand immediately. A little shove on Marsha Howard underneath.
Wisconsin trying to generate some offense. 0 for 6 from the field in this quarter.
Everybody's 0 for this quarter.
Yeah, Hale now a miss, and they're 0 for 7. Scoring droughts have been an issue for the Badgers. Waterman with 6 to shoot, tries to go inside, out of bounds, and it'll be Wisconsin basketball.
That just looked really out of sorts. Like they weren't quite sure what they were running offensively. A little miscommunication, and that's the downfall of calling a play every time down the floor. If everyone isn't listening, or they thought they heard something differently, or you're throwing something new at a group that's not used to running a brand new play, that could be the outcome.
Ohio State has now turned the ball over 11 times. Wisconsin had a bunch of turnovers early, but really has cut down on them. They have just 12 for the game.
You just jinxed them right there.
I did. It's like when you talk about a good free throw shooter who misses, right? Santoro on the drive, lays it in.
Boy, when she wants to, she can just turn it up a notch.
Ohio State back up 12, 5.5 minutes to go here in Madison. Lewis traveled.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of scoring in this quarter, but Carly Santoro, great job. She recognizes the lane into the middle, gets her shoulder into Beverly, and just goes with a vengeance. So quick inside. Neve Beverly is a quick defender, so to beat her, you have to have some afterburners.
Throw to the corner. Grande takes the three and makes the three. And a timeout taken by Jonathan Sippis.
There's a timeout.
She does not play the game like a freshman. You can tell that this is a young lady who has had professional experience before she came to Ohio State.
She plays with such a calm that you don't often see from freshmen.
Exactly. And there's a maturity level that has to come along with leaving your home country, coming to a completely foreign country, learning a new language, a new culture. And so just, you can't give her enough credit for everything that you have to overcome. I mean, heck, I was 3 hours away from home my freshman year in college, and I thought I was across the ocean. She literally is.
She literally is, that is right. And Waterman with the layup, off a nice pass. Now Ohio State up 54-37. Retry, that's good. And Wisconsin certainly needed that bucket from Marcia Howard. Badgers went almost 7 minutes dating back to the third quarter without a basket.
Well, if you combine the minutes of drought that Wisconsin has had in this game, first and second half, it's almost an entire half of basketball.
Scoring droughts have been an issue for Wisconsin. We're seeing it again this game tonight. 5 to shoot now for Grande. Nice move again. And the fadeaway jumper too strong, and a foul on Patty. It'll send it the other way.
And that's a good call. Aaliyah Patty Fox, she outstretched, but that's her fourth foul. She goes over the back, so she's going to take a seat.
And Gilreath back in. Maybe they can get her going from outside.
Well, and she got going for them when they needed her to. They got themselves down by 13 in the second half against Ohio State and chipped away at it in that fourth quarter. And it was in large part due to the three-point shooting out of Suzanne Gilreath. But I'm sure Ohio State is very well aware of that. They've got Carmen Grande on Gilreath right now.
Here's Howard again for three. Too strong. The rebound, Lewis. And on the second try, draws the foul.
That's a good strong board by the freshman, Amani Lewis. Just muscling her way once again to snag that and draw the foul.
Amani Lewis all smiles as she goes to the free throw line.
Amani Lewis is getting such great experience and minutes as a freshman. We talked about Marcia Howard being her mentor and just really teaching her the ropes, going against her strong in practice every day, and just really building her up and trying to teach her what to expect in the Big Ten, but what she needs to expect of herself, more importantly.
Lewis, 5 points tonight, 1 of 6 from the field, but I mentioned that she's in the top 6 in 4 categories among freshmen, and she is the 8th highest points per game average for a UW freshman ever. She's had a really productive freshman season for the Badgers. And now Grande's three blocked underneath. Miller, second chance, no. Gilreath for three. A rebound underneath, and Lewis puts it back.
And there's your burst of energy. Great look by Gilreath. She had an open one, couldn't get it to fall, but excellent job underneath. Cleaning up the glass by Lewis. Just strong once again, losing her balance. Taking it up. That's the kind of effort you're going to need out of the Badgers in this last 2.5 minutes to go. They really cannot afford to be trading baskets. They've got to go after steals. They've got to get possessions here.
Morales almost got the steal there, and it goes off Santoro out of bounds. So that's exactly what you were looking for there. Wisconsin now trying to extend that 7-0 run.
Kelly Carlos is difficult to pass over the top, and that was a pretty long pass to be trying to make, again, especially up against the sideline for the Buckeyes.
Near turnover there, but it's out of bounds off of Kroon, so Wisconsin will keep 21 seconds to shoot. Jonathan Sippis' team running out of time, down by 10. jumper's good. Down to 8 on a 9-0 run. Now Ohio State trying to play keep away and get that clock to run down. Grande lays it in.
Beautiful hesitation. She hesitated, kicked it into gear. Left side, right hand, are you kidding me? And she just makes it look so easy. Carmen Grande is like cool as the other side of the pillow. No emotion on her.
She sure is. 14 points, 5 assists for Grande tonight. Under 90 seconds. And a turnover by the Badgers when they could least afford it.
Carmen Grande playing with that sense of urgency. Just that little hesitation gets the defense back on her heels. Right there. Boom, and right by her she goes. Up against 2 defenders. The right hand on the left side. She is playing big time for the Buckeyes right now. 5 assists to go with her 14 points. And she hasn't come off the floor, Jordan.
She is not. She has played the whole game. And really, when you look at Ohio State, Shelley, they only rotate about 7-8 players every game. So they're depending so much on Carmen Grande. And she has answered the bell. Just over a minute to go here in Madison.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Ohio State running that horn set. Nice defense by the Badgers.
A steal from Howard. Beverly up to Howard, and Marcia lays it in. And a timeout taken by Wisconsin. Marcia Howard now 13 points.
Inbounds, and if not, you just put it, you follow. They've got one. They've got plenty to give.
Now Waterman has to call timeout.
Ohio State.
This is what you're running up against with Wisconsin only having one. This is the tightest, craziest conference season I've ever seen, especially this late in the season. It's just literally, I mean, you have Indiana who's in the bottom 4 who beat Iowa, who is number 2 in the league right now.
Right.
You know, it's been that kind of season. This Wisconsin team knocked off Michigan State. So you can never get comfortable in this league.
And we're seeing it with all these teams bunched in the middle. I said Rutgers, I meant Wisconsin will play Rutgers. And Wisconsin's at Michigan on Sunday, rather, and then Ohio State will play Rutgers on Sunday. So the Buckeyes are going to have a tough matchup, even assuming if they win this game, coming up for their final regular season game. And Michigan against this Wisconsin team, which is 1-9 on the road. So Ohio State may not be able to get up to that top line, but we shall see. As you said, anything can happen in this league. Right now, the Badgers just trying to get a stop or steal. Buckeyes not a great free throw shooting team, but they are 6 of 9 in tonight's game.
There's a little question about the clock there in possession. Officials got it figured out. And yeah, there you see right away. As soon as that ball comes in, that is the 4th team foul.
And they're going to give Marcia Howard her 4th foul.
Are they going to?
Technical, so then she would be at 4. So Grande, a foul as well. And now that that's all sorted out, with 44.4 left, it only results in a couple of seconds taken off the clock, and Ohio State now going to the free throw line.
Well, that was interesting.
Oh, because they're over at the scorers table, and then they're motioning one thing, and so it looks to be on one person, but it's on the other one.
Either way, you're putting the best free throw shooter at the line.
Grande knocks down the free throw. So 15 points for Grande. go along to those 5 assists this evening. Hitting the Grande at the line, trying to give Ohio State the victory. Grande now with 16. Wisconsin's going to have to hurry to get a shot up.
Yeah, just taking way too much time off the clock.
Carlos the miss, and Toro grabs the rebound, stuck between 2 players. They wanted to get a jump ball call.
It's a good trap, good idea. Exactly what they wanted to do. And Sippis thought that they had the jump ball, and so did Lewis and Howard.
Lewis will get the foul call. So 29.1 left. The shot clock is off. Ohio State, 10-point lead. Jonathan Sippis' team looked like it's going to be able to get Marcia Howard the win on her senior night. Santoro knocks down the free throw. So Ohio State, how about this? You have 92% of your scoring lead. Kevin McGuff somehow has this team with 10 wins in the Big Ten.
I know, it's incredible. It's just, I think it's an amazing job of coaching.
Beverly will inbound. Shot clock is off. And Waterman called for the foul, reaching in on Howard.
And not what you want to do. For Ohio State, Kevin McGuff is on the sidelines with his head in his hands on that one. Especially coming from Michaela Waterman.
Right.
Like, if anybody knows better, it's her, the mom of the team, the one who's been around the longest.
Yes. In her graduate year, been in the program for 5 years, and Waterman pursuing perhaps a coaching job when she graduates. Kevin McGuff as that coach on the floor. Talk about that as a cliche, but she's been accepted into the So You Want to Be a Coach program, which will be at the Final Four in Tampa, a workshop to teach future coaches. Marcia Howard, 15 points tonight on her senior night, and 7 rebounds, but 10-point deficit with 22.9 left. So for Wisconsin, one thing that you have to really give them credit for, Shelley, is they continue to play hard. They know in this jumbled Big Ten where all the seedings can change, they know what they're getting. They're getting Penn State. Take a look at where they would be if the season ended today. There's not really any drama for the Wisconsin Badgers. This is a team that knows it's playing day 1, and they're going to take on Penn State. But Jonathan Sippis' team knows that these are valuable experiences for a rebuilding club, and so they're playing hard to the final whistle.
Absolutely, and somebody's going to come out and have an opportunity, obviously, to go into that second round. And like we said, with the conference the way that it has been this season, you just have to be the best team for 40 minutes.
Well, how about this? Lexi Richardson is going to come into the... They're going to let her come out onto the floor for the last 22-9.
That's a great move.
How great is this?
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Good job.
Give her due, yes. Hats off to Jonathan Sippis and his staff for getting Lexi Richardson in the game. He said she's that player that has just contributed, not obviously on the court in terms of playing time, but she's just been that ambassador for the program and has led the charge in a lot of the community work that they've done.
And now they'll take out Lexi Richardson so she can get an ovation.
Kind of love to see that out of her. And she was the coordinator. They have a young lady, 11-year-old young girl that they've kind of adopted to the team. They call it Aubrey's Army. She's battling cancer, and Lexi was spearheaded that movement and coordinated that for the team.
She's made a big impact on the Badgers women's basketball team. Gets a final shot on the court here at the Kohl Center. Time winding down on the home slate for Wisconsin, and that'll do it. The Ohio State Buckeyes win